a lot of people think I'm nuts for talking about this, but the best pure investments I've ever made into precious metals were the collectible coins. And I wish I had one out. It's in my vault. I wish I had brought one and thought about talking about collectible coins. The gold and silver market, there's the regular bullion market, and then that everybody knows about because it's visible. But there's this other market behind it towards collector's items, high quality premium items, anything that has a bit of American history to it or American culture to it or anything like that. And I will tell you that is an extremely robust market. People that have bought their bullion and are interested in gold and silver and have a little bit of money and are looking to expand will buy stuff like this.
Welcome to Gold Silver Pros. Searching for the best precious metals deal? Shop with our trusted partner, Arc Silver. Access special deals on silver, gold, and platinum through our website or call 307-264-9441.
Hey everybody, this is Rob Kientz of GoldSilverPros.com. We're recording this on March 30th, 2023. I'm continually amazed by how fast the year goes. Every time I read off a date, I'm like, geez, we're halfway into the year already. But today I'm joined by special guest, Jim Forsythe, you guys see on the channel, who runs Silverback Precious Metals, as well as Citizens for Sound Money, as well as Ryan Davis, who's a special guest with us, who's a small business owner who makes really cool machines, really cool silver revolver and bullets. And I'm going to show this to you guys. I'm just going to hold up on screen. I got to get out of screen so the camera will focus. But this is basically the equivalent of like a revolver cylinder that you get. And then he's got each one of these bullets is like a ½ ounce of silver. And it's really cool. The tolerance on this is really cool. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but you can kind of sit the bullet in its cylinder. It just kind of falls in there. So it's like perfectly machined. And I think, Ryan, there's like 6 ounces of silver in this, aren't there?
Yeah, 6 ounces total. So the cylinder is 3 ounces and each bullet's a ½ ounce. So
you've got it marked for the silver content, 999. Is it 8 ounces full or 6 ounces?
6 ounces fully loaded.
6 ounces fully loaded. That's really cool. Now I've got all sorts of questions about this. And before we get into it, give a little bit of background. You had emailed myself and Jim along the way saying, hey, I've got these guys. And we were just so fascinated by it for a couple of reasons. One, this is just a beautiful piece, a beautiful custom piece that you're not going to find anywhere else. But two, just like the craftsmanship you put in here, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into wanting to make this and what was your inspiration behind doing this? It's such a gorgeous piece.
So yeah, I've just always been into precious metals. I've been buying since probably mid 2000s, something like that. Nothing serious until obviously, like everyone else, 2020 when everything went crazy. Sitting around bored one day, I was watching YouTube videos and piqued my interest on pouring and casting and stuff like that. So I started watching a bunch of videos on it and decided to buy a Amazon furnace. So bought that and had it delivered. And when it showed up, I started pouring some stuff. And first thing I poured, I spilled all over the place, and I had silver shot BBs bouncing all over the driveway. So in a panic, I picked them all up and gathered them back, and it was kind of my moment of realization why silver and gold have been money for so long, because you can't destroy it. You can lose it, but you just can't destroy it. So I basically collected it all back and poured it again.
Reshape it. You can turn it into cool objects, but you're right.
Exactly.
You're not going to melt that down. Even if you put it into a hot pot and boil it down, you're still going to have your silver, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So explain a little bit about your background on, are you a machinist, a metal worker? How did you learn how to do all this stuff?
Yeah, so I've been a toolmaker for about 25 years. Right out of high school, I got into an apprenticeship doing tool and die. It was high volume stamping. So worked full-time, went to school part-time in the evenings for about 3 years. And then after 5 years, you become a journeyman. Worked there for about 13 or 14 years, and then bounced around between a couple different shops doing custom automation. And then where I'm at now is a medical company. We make ostomy bags and catheters. So I kind of do a lot of prototyping, engineering, design, building. We kind of get our hands in every bucket around there.
And what was your journey, Ryan, into the precious metals? Like when I think you mentioned before the program, you started collecting before I did. I think I started 2008, 2009 during the last crisis, but you got involved maybe a little bit before that. What interested you so much about the precious metals?
It was Peter Schiff's book that I read.
Mm.
I don't remember the title of it. It
Crash
was
Proof.
Crash Proof. That was it. One and two. I think they were both a couple years apart, something like that.
Yep.
I don't remember the year it came out, but it was probably 2006 or seven that I read that book, and just instantly it clicked, and been with it ever since.
Very good. So Jim, you got involved in this, and you basically emailed me and said we got to have this guy on the program. How did you meet Ryan?
Well, you actually, I think, forwarded the email.
Right.
So my brother actually has been pestering me for a while to make silver bullets.
Okay.
I apologize. I guess I have graphite on my face. I just came back from casting.
It's a good look.
So, I do machining, but I'm a novice, and I saw it and was just super impressed. I was like, I got to talk to this guy. So yeah, I reached out. We talked a lot of technical stuff, some business stuff, hoping to, if he ramps up production, that we can tap into our Silverbacks distribution network to, get him out there. Plus, we've been trying to head down a path of having some, kind of silver art pieces that are higher premium, because those things sell even when the market's down. So we're really excited to see what he was working on.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. So I'm going to interject here for a moment, and it's positive, although I'm going to take us off topic just for a moment. So when you get into precious metals, there are those who feel that bullion is the place to be, which I completely understand. It's low premium, it's long-term savings. You want a dollar cost average your way in there. There is another market called the collectibles market, and the collectibles market, a lot of people think I'm nuts for talking about this, but the best pure investments I've ever made into precious metals were the collectible coins. And I wish I had one out. It's in my vault. I wish I had brought one and thought about talking about collectible coins. The gold and silver market, there's the regular bullion market, and then that everybody knows about because it's visible. But there's this other market behind it towards collector's items, high quality premium items, anything that has a bit of American history to it or American culture to it, or anything like that. And I will tell you that is an extremely robust market. People that have bought their bullion and are interested in gold and silver and have a little bit of money and are looking to expand will buy stuff like this. 100%. If I walked into a coin conference or a coin show down here in Dallas Fort Worth, this would be sold before I was in there 5 minutes. Yeah. The stuff that you create, Ryan, is so very high quality. It's so beautiful. And there are a lot of people that appreciate that. And that market for collectible items, gold and silver, is not just on the mint state graded coins, the ones in the slabs. It's also on any custom piece like this. And I can almost guarantee you, Ryan, if you start making stuff like this, I can find you a market. You'll sell it. Because these are just gorgeous pieces. And Jim, there's more than just the bullion market. There's the collectibles market. And this is a type of collectible. It's a piece of American history, right? Put into silver. And that's what makes it so cool. Sorry, I just wanted to interject there. It's a great market that nobody really talks about, but there's a huge market for, think about American pickers on A&E, where they're picking old Coca-Cola signs or old whatever. People love American history, and this is combining the history of money with the history of, kind of like the Wild Wild West. And in Texas, we identify that we were our own country and we had to defend ourselves. So everybody has a gun here. Stuff like that is so valuable, and it goes beyond the bullion. I love the bullion, but I love stuff like this is cool. This is fucking cool. So
thank you,
Ryan. Do you have like any plans maybe to make the whole gun or to expand your portfolio and do some other, custom pieces?
I do, yeah. So I've had a few requests for the full gun. Haven't even looked into designing one or how I would do it, but a couple people have mentioned it. A couple people have asked for a gold one, which I don't know if I'm ready for yet.
I imagine that'd be pretty expensive, wouldn't it?
I would be sweating machining that one and making sure I collect every piece of scrap that comes off of there.
Right.
But yeah, I've been working on some other stuff. I just finished today. It's showing Jim earlier. I did some dice. Got before one there. Yeah, let me just grab one. See if I can get a good view there.
Wow. So how do you make the divots? Do you have like a little punch or something?
No, it's a little end mill. It's got a little ball radius on it. So you just come down to a certain depth and program the machine for each side, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First you square them all up and get them to the correct size, and then put the dimples in, polish them up, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's
obviously I gotta pour the mold, you know, a little bit bigger than the feature I'm making. So everything that I pour is larger. I call them slugs or blanks. So like the revolver, I'll pour a large blank for this. That's, you know, a hair bigger than this. So when I got something to hold on to in the machine and then machine it down. Same with the bullets. I pour about a 1 ounce blank and machine it down to 1/2 ounce. So all the scrap goes to the refinery. I actually got a bag of it here if you want to see. There's a bunch of scrap ready to go to the refinery. So I got a couple buddies that have a refinery business that have been helping me out a lot. And then another little one that I made today, it's a silver bolt.
You know, that's really hard to tell from the original. Similar color to what you'd get.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How did you get the groove pattern? That's amazing.
I got a nut. It's not a silver nut, but it's a normal one, just to show that it actually works there.
Oh, you had the actual groove pattern. That's awesome. Yeah, so did you create a mold? Is that what you did?
Yeah, this was actually one of the bullets that I didn't like. I had a pit in there from pouring. So a lot of times when I machine them down, there's a couple marks in there. I just toss those back in the furnace. But this one, I decided to turn it down into the bolt. So you just hold it in the lathe like that and spin it really fast. And there's a little groove tool that just goes in, takes little tiny passes until the threads are all there.
No problem with my camera focusing. Sorry about that. So would you consider like ever making jewelry pieces with silver or gold? Do you have that?
I've thought about it. I haven't really gotten into it too much. After I've made my first few, the guys at the refinery have a jewelry buddy that they work with that I think he bought like 4 of them off of me. So I'd been in there and we talked through a few things that would be something cool that I would enjoy getting into. Just haven't really done it yet. Sure.
So what do you think are next steps for you? Are you going to try to run a business selling this, or is this still like a hobby for you, do you think, Ryan?
Well, it's a hobby as of now. I basically pour in my garage in my free time and make these at work and extra time that I got. Usually I go in a little bit early, spend about an hour or two machining these. So it's not the most efficient way that I'm making them now, but my plan is to buy my own machines and have a setup like Jim has at his house and just start. I'd love to do them full time.
I was thinking I told Ian the other day, if we all just kind of moved into the same spot, we could rent one factory and we could do everything from there.
As long as
we're
it's
all
not
making
Illinois.
Precious metals or selling precious metals. We're all like all over the place.
Yeah. I live in
we
Illinois.
Need to all find a good
as
place in Idaho or someplace to settle down and machine revolvers. This is really cool.
I would enjoy that.
What else would you do? Just like in your creative mind, what else would you like to see made? What would you like to make that you haven't made yet?
There's some other items I'd like to make. This is not silver, but I made this for my wife. She's a real estate agent, so it's a little house.
Very cool.
And it holds her business cards.
Yeah.
So maybe I wouldn't make one this big, but it'd be cool to make something like that out of silver, a business card holder. Even cards. I could do that in a wire EDM machine, slice them really thin, kind of like Jim does with the saw, but the wire EDM machine is a thin piece of electrode wire about the thickness of one of your pieces of hair. And it can cut out all kinds of different features, shapes. I mean, you could put a 1,000-ounce bar in there and slice it into, small little shapes, anything you want, really.
Is that okay? So I have a question on that. It's really thin. So is that just a hard piece of metal, or is it electrified, or how does that work?
Yeah. So it's a wire that feeds down through 2 fixtures, I guess, holds the wire, and it just moves around in the machine. It actually fills with water, and then the electrode goes around. The electrode goes through the wire, and you can machine just about any feature you want with one of those.
Very cool. What are your thoughts, Jim? Are you going to attempt to try to make one of these in your shop?
No, I'm not. No, it's his idea. And so I got a mill that was very specifically designed for micro milling. And like, so some of those big bits that he uses, I couldn't use on my machine. yeah, no need to reinvent the wheel. Just happy to work with him. Yeah, when he sent, so I have one of those too, and I was suggesting like we auction them off or do something like that for it to benefit the show. But when I got it and saw the slide action, everything, my reaction was, "Is the coolest thing I've seen made out of silver."
Yeah,
so, thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't want to give mine up. I mean, I just like holding it. It's very cool. I exchanged Ryan a 10-ounce Britannia bar for this one to give him his silver back. And that was the best trade I ever made. This is just an absolute gorgeous piece. Thank you for making this, Ryan. I really do appreciate it. It's cool.
No problem.
You know what this reminds me of? I had an uncle when I was young. It was a collector. He was a postman, but he liked to collect things. He was in the military. And he would collect stuff like this. And he had a collection of just odd objects like this. And it's really cool because he was very big in American history. So it would be something symbolic from America's past, like this. You know, it's part of history, and it's really cool. And there's value in that. Like I said, there's a tremendous amount of value for people who like that kind of stuff. So if you ever get to the point where you do want to run a business, I just reach out to us. I guarantee you there is a market for it. And that market is pretty robust. A lot of people don't know about that end of the precious metals market, but it's very robust. And so if you wanted to start a business doing cool objects like this, I guarantee you would do pretty well, I would think. Just because, you know, people, when you buy so much bullion, you get tired of it. You only have so many coins and bars, and like, okay, I want something else.
Yeah, and that was kind of the reason I got into the cylinder part of it. I was making the bullets. Main reason because you just really can't find them anymore. They're just always sold out, pretty much every site, or they're, you know, priced pretty high. So I started making my own, and then wanted to do something unique that no one had done before. And I'm not even sure if you could cast or pour something like that, like the cylinder. So
yeah,
that was why I went with that route and designed up the cylinder just to have something different that not really on the market, no one's seen before.
Well, it's cool, and I definitely appreciate it. We like to put, you know, small business on the show to kind of help them out. We've been doing that a lot lately, and you had reached out. How do people contact you if they're interested? Are you marketing these right now, or are you kind of holding off until you can expand your capabilities?
So I've been selling them. I sold a few to the coin shops around here. Same as you, I sometimes trade them for silver or just sell them for cash, which I usually go back and buy more silver with for the next round. And then I got on to Reddit. I've been selling a bunch on PMs for sale. I think I sold close to 20, 25 on there since the beginning of this year. And
so if people, so let's put this out to help get you a little business. If you go to PMs for sale on Reddit, you'll be there when you have stock and you'll post. And if somebody's interested, they just reply back to you and you take care of it.
Yeah, I've actually had a list about 20 people long that I've been trying to get through. So I'm almost to the end of the list. And then
okay.
Now that Jim and I have been talking, we're going to hopefully start collaborating together and making some and sending them out to him as soon as I can get them finished up.
Yeah, well, definitely. And if you make other designs, let me know. We'll put them on the show and definitely help you advertise, because that's really cool stuff. And to me, this stuff is worth a lot. You know, I feel it's very significant. Jim, what are your thoughts? Any last thoughts on what Ryan's doing here before we wrap up?
Yeah, just I'm really eager to work with him. We've talked a lot about different things, ideas he had for me, ideas I had for him. But one thing is I sent him, or Silverback sent him 100 ounces a shot from one of our 𝘀𝘃 bars. Now he can start making the revolvers and bullets out of 𝘀𝘃 bars, which I think is a nice touch.
Oh, that'd be very cool.
Excited about that.
And you know, Ryan, we have friends who are developing alternative markets and things. So there could be an exchange coming up where we could market a lot of this stuff.
Awesome.
So stay tuned. If you're doing this stuff, a lot of the supply chain is being rebuilt by independents like us, and you will have a way to kind of market your stuff for sure.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, if there's anything you guys ever want made, I could always give it a shot. So if you think of something, even wild, harebrained idea, let me know, and I'll try and make it.
All right, we'll do. And if people are interested in reaching out to you, go to Reddit. Do you have like an email or anything that you give out as well?
Yeah, as of now, rdavis555@yahoo.com.
rdavis555@yahoo.com.
Correct.
Ryan, thank you so much for being on the program, man. This is awesome. I'm so glad you did this. These are the fun things in life when you get into bullion. Seeing stuff like this is just a lot of fun. So I appreciate you doing that.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. We selected these videos just for you. Check them out. And remember, $4.99 a month keeps the lights on and the channel going. so join our Gold Silver Pro supporter membership. We appreciate your support. Keep stacking.